I just clicked the button, so.
Okay. Once you hear the Gaga Block Blog.
Yeah.
Just listen.
Special button.
We should be a Gaga Block Blog.
Any moment now. I don't want to give up a moment of my thinking.
Any see?
Moment now. All right, there we are. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I don't want to hear
that'll go back over something.
All right, wonderful.
Woo!
I'm so happy that we were able to do this so quickly and
This is like a bonus episode, kind of.
Pretty much, yeah. Only for our most faithful fans who are able to hear the sweet Easter egg in the middle of the last podcast that birthed the idea for this video. All
Our
right.
loyal fans like time-coded ass.
Yeah,
exactly. Jared, always there for us. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we just finished watching the Super Mario Bros. Movie, live action, for myself for the first time since I was about 10 years old.
Pretty similar for myself and Kimmy, you'd seen this before as well.
I
right?
had, yeah. I watched. I feel like the memory that I had was that I watched this a lot when I was a kid, and I don't think I watched it as many times as I thought I did. But I do remember there are like visually many points of this film that I remember.
And it totally slipped you by, Hannah.
I did not know this was a thing. I had no idea.
My face is exactly like Mario's face is right now.
In almost every screen grab.
Yeah.
That's kind of how he looks the whole film.
Confused and horrified, like a mixture of those two things.
If I was in that film, I would look confused and horrified the whole time. I looked confused and horrified in this chair the whole time.
Kind of. See, yeah, I kept saying, I was like, you guys need to invest in cameras to like catch at least Hannah's facial expressions during this film because they were just so spot on. Even for people who had like seen this movie, like watching it again, I don't even know what we're going to talk about.
Well, first of all, let's set the scene, all right? It's 65 million years in the past.
Brooklyn, New York.
And Brooklyn, New York, yeah.
Yes.
As like an
some New Yorker
overarching-
dinosaurs.
Hey, I'm stopping here.
Oh, dear.
By far, the most frustrating thing about this movie for me was that it was set in Brooklyn, so it was the Mario Brothers the whole time.
Mario
No one
Brothers.
ever said Mario or Mario Brothers.
Fun fact, though, we did look it up. According to the internet, John Leguizamo is part Italian.
Yeah. So do not fear if you're thinking, hey, that guy's Puerto Rican, not Italian.
Honestly, he's the jewel of this film. He is the best part of this film, I think. I love him.
Whew, that's going to be contendable, but moving forward.
So, how we usually start these things off is we go, Jose, how did you like the movie? But
Well, this time it's going to have to be Hannah. How did you like the movie?
Oh, I think I need like 24 hours to process this movie before I can answer that. Like,
Okay.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right,
Well,
good night,
that's not.
everybody.
Well, that's not fair. I mean,
No, I will try. So if we're doing like a 5-star rating or stars out of 5, am I rating it in terms of like good movie?
I'm just asking what you thought of the movie.
What are your feelings right now? How do you
like,
feel?
Now that you know that
What are your
this movie
thoughts?
actually was created,
It was
a
created.
gaggle of people out there were like, "Here's $50 million. Let's make this movie." Right? How do you feel
Let's
about
make
that?
the movie.
You know?
I feel really bad about that. Like, I think this movie is insanity. Like, I don't even know what happened, even a little bit.
Yeah, I'm curious. Could you like roughly reconstruct any part of the plot?
Yeah.
Like,
Remember, 65 million years ago, right, in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
The asteroid hit in Yucatan, right?
And
Oh, wait a minute,
involved
wait a
the
minute. Oh.
dinosaurs in Brooklyn.
Actually, wait a minute.
No,
In this reality, does the asteroid hit in Brooklyn? It has to, right? Because at the end of the movie, if we're thinking about it, like if we're like on planes on top of each other, right? Then the asteroid that is in the Koopa world is in the Brooklyn world, right? That's layered on top of it. So there's the first pivot point, is that the asteroid didn't hit the Yucatan Peninsula. It hit Brooklyn.
what I'm like, I think what the real question for me is why does an asteroid that hit the Earth being fully formed dictate how many realities there are?
Why not? I mean, it's a hard enough impact, right, that could potentially shake dimensions. All right, be open-minded. All right, I've watched movies about ghosts. How is this any different from demons that spell their name at the house of the people who are trying to kill them?
I'll give you that.
Yeah, good callback.
Yeah.
Quite like this movie. With all of its genius what you kept saying throughout the film that everything ties together. Everything's
This
got
movie-
an answer.
Not
This-
one loose
This
thread.
movie is a
Tying
very
everything up.
tight wound knot. Yeah. Perhaps the quality might not be there in terms of consistency. You know what I mean? Plot consistency, tonal consistency, thematic construction in terms of where we're going, you know? But if they mention something, you bet your ass they're going to mention it twice. All right?
At least twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was another thing that was crazy is there were so many subplot type things going on that it was confusing to follow like what the actual goal is right now.
Yeah, there was always something in play about the meteorite chunk and everything, but so I just because this was the way I experienced it, I want to read the first 2 sentences of the plot as described by Wikipedia, if that's okay with you.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Just so we can get on a baseline here. So, about 65 million years ago, as we were talking about, a meteorite crashes into the Earth, killing the dinosaurs and splitting the universe into 2 parallel dimensions. There doesn't need to be an explanation as to why. Okay.
Oh,
It
Listen.
just
High-
happens.
high
Hannah,
force- high-
like science.
High
Putting
force
the piece
impact
back.
creates a gravitational wave that opens up the world to splitting in
Okay, but
multiple
then
It's
why
just
does
science,
putting the
Hannah.
piece of the meteor back combine the dimensions back together?
Listen, the surviving dinosaurs cross into a new dimension and evolve into a humanoid race, which makes perfect sense.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, it's the most adaptable of forms.
Right. It's kind of like crabs, so everything keeps
Oh,
evolving into
this
crabs.
Yoshi character just so cute throughout the film.
I love
Oh
the
god.
Yoshi character.
Yeah, there was plenty of endearing aspects about the movie, I find. Like, if
You can't see Hannah, but he's just so cute.
it would piss me off if I had to go and spend money on this movie in 1993, you know what I mean? And then, like, come out of it the other end. But, but having not spent a penny on watching the movie, I feel that I got my money's worth. Just, you know, and just in terms of just the fun Easter eggs all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, I think we pretty much have.
Hannah, come
These pictures that they got for these.
This looks like
It's a beautiful
a
work of
never-ending story. Or...
What? That's what
does,
you-
yeah. It
That's
looks.
a poster
Doesn't it?
we need
Am
for
I
the
crazy?
wall.
That's like grade A artwork, right?
Isn't
there.
that
You
like,
can hang that shit on your wall.
When you do this live, does this feed come over like this?
Yeah, exactly
So
like
so
that.
everyone can
Yeah,
see
so
what we're
I've
talking
never
about?
seen what we're
Yeah.
talking.
So y'all see it? Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Okay, good.
look at how trippy that is. That's exactly how trippy the movie is the entire goddamn time. Like,
And Dennis Hopper reprising his role as the evil villain from Waterworld. Almost the exact same character.
but this time from a desert
yeah.
planet.
I love this. This is great.
He's a method actor. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little confused in terms of the geopolitics of the world of the Koopa town section, right? Because it looks like Koopa is a despot, like a king, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes they kind of, I think they sometimes call him King Koopa, but he's got posters all over the like for an election. Who's running against Koopa? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Did he not hold a coup and somehow take power?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh Lord! It goes deeper than we thought.
Well, he's got the real king, like, trapped in some Devo room.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have to consider the sadism. I mean, they really captured the Bowser sadism because he didn't just kill him, right? He devolved him.
He's quite
and
polite
then,
because he keeps his chair there.
and no, I think that's actually a
That's
mockery
quite
aspect of it.
respectful.
I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
actually a complete. I think that's a mockery. Yeah, like
Here's your
he's
throne.
got him on Devo Room 4, You know what I mean? Like hanging from the wall, and it's like, oh, Your Highness, and here's the chair that he's got, for him.
What a rude dude.
And this explains why Mushroom Kingdom is in so much turmoil. And throughout every single moment that we see people interacting.
Is it any wonder that mushrooms grow best at the night time?
Yeah, why is it perpetually night in this city? What is going on?
And
yeah,
that's
did
the
they
end
have
of
some
the
sort of
podcast,
Matrix?
guys.
Did they have some sort of Matrix apocalypse happen where they like blotted out the sun and now it's like all
shit.
Mars situations? Like, as a result of their lizard brain, where they just more able to create artificial intelligence that went awry, and now they're in a world that's desertified essentially. Because when he spun that globe, I thought that they were on Mars. For a second, I personally thought that the fucking dinosaurs were sent off to Mars, and then through ingenuity, managed to be able to create this one city.
No, this is Brooklyn.
Should we explain to anyone who hasn't seen the film that if the difference really it seems between these two-dimensional humans is that our humans are mammals, and the other humans are not.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
they lay eggs, which also, you were saying, is an interesting question. What? So, they look like regular ladies in the other dimension. Do they lay small eggs that grow, or do they lay giant eggs to begin with?
I could only hope that they lay little chicken eggs that are nice and easy to pass, and then the egg, but with a very soft membrane that kind of grows.
Hardens as it grows.
Mm-hmm, yeah, they kind of keep it in an incubator. Right? And
no,
then,
we saw the lady with the stroller pushing an egg down the street.
Oh, that's true.
So,
and the guy just slapping the shit out of Get off of my egg!
Yeah, there's some weird egg stuff going on in this other
dimension.
Yeah, what does that mean? Is that symbolism?
Yeah,
is that what they call symbolism?
I don't think so. I don't think they had the budget for symbolism.
They had $50 million.
No, but they thought of plenty of things that I personally think are inconsequential, but for them it seemed highly necessary. Like the conception that in this reality, like I was saying, because the dinosaurs never died, there was no oil to extract from the ground.
Yeah.
So because of that, everything had to be electrified and ran on bumper cars.
Like they ran on
Bumper cars is a good
Mm-hmm. Which, it's a really cool thing to consider. Like that's some deep, within your own canon lore thinking. If more of the movie were consistent, you know what I mean? There would be a lot more to be oh, wow, I can't believe they thought of that. Unfortunately, to bring it back to Cyberpunk, it kind of makes you think about that game in the exact same way. Oh, they did all these nice little touches, but why didn't they actually make the game sound and have the whole thing actually run and resonate appropriately? I don't get it. Because these, again, $50 million, right? It is
in 1993.
Yeah, it's not.
That's a lot of money.
It's not small potatoes. You know what I mean?
So much.
I've always liked the adage that nobody goes out to make a bad film. You know what I mean? So it's
This was a bad film?
I don't think it was a bad film, but at the same time, it was a very sloppy one. If anything else, there was a lot of heart in the film. There was a lot of things that somebody somewhere out there really thought about, and be okay, Koopa society in another dimension.
They got 5 guys sitting around in the writing room.
Yeah.
Hannah, what did you want to say about the dialogue in this film?
About the dialogue? The dialogue, it's consistent with everything else I've had to say about this film. The dialogue is crazy. It doesn't tie together. It's so broken up and random.
It's like a meme film, before memes fully took on.
Everything's a joke at the end.
It's slapstick throughout the entire movie. There's plungers to the face.
The Blues Brothers. That's a movie that I was thinking about while I was watching this.
Mission.
Yeah, they're on a mission from God to save Princess Daisy.
So there's totally a category that we have to discuss about this movie, and that is actual connections between this movie and the Mario Bros. Video games.
I guess it depends what canon you're talking about, you know.
Any of them. Let's
Okay.
leave it wide open.
Yeah, as much as we can, we everything that's Mario, we put into the Mario universe.
Okay.
They have characters with the same names.
There are some.
Yeah.
There
Quite a
are
couple.
some. There are quite a few.
Why is their
There's
last name
Mario.
Mario? Why is it Mario and Luigi Mario?
They've,
Like,
they've
whose
actually, well, to be
artistic
perfectly
decision?
fair, you know, now that I've watched this movie, and I don't know if you guys have ever had the opportunity to play the Superstar Saga canon of the Super Mario World things, but in that reality, they keep the whole, like, their last name is Mario, like, it's Mario, Luigi Mario, and it's funny, like, now that I'm watching this retrospectively, like, they actually do pull a lot of, like, the, character angles, like, from this movie, really, because even before this movie, there really wasn't any characterization toward Luigi, right? Like, he was just the other color for Mario or player 2. In this one, they make him younger, they make him more scared, they make him bumbling, they make him heroic when necessary. You know what I mean? He steps up the plate.
That's the classic Mario personality.
What is?
Or not Mario, Luigi personality.
Classic now. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying is that before these movies, there was no characterization for Luigi per se. Like, perhaps maybe if you play like Mario is Missing, you know, like, but that's such an obscure game. You
Technically, Mario 2, they had him sort of goofy, right? Because he was the guy that could jump. Really,
Consider
really
that.
funny.
Consider the fact that that game is actually just a retexturing of a different type of game,
right.
though. That wasn't an original Super Mario game.
But some of those traits carried over
for
into
sure.
lore because they were in that silly game.
What about Luigi's Haunted Mansion?
Well, it's just a new development.
Yeah, I mean,
That's been around forever. I used to play it as a kid.
But that's from the game. That's from Nintendo
It's in the
GameCube, though.
aughts, yeah, somewhere in there.
I mean, even then, that's from the early aughts. You know, like, so this. What I'm saying is, they actually did bother to pull a lot of psychological profiles from this game. You know what I mean, and move it forward. Like, Mario is dependable. You know what I mean? He's solid in a lot of ways.
Ooh,
he pulls.
Yeah, he slays. Mario
He
slays.
pulls at every opportunity. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna have to discuss the Dom situation.
Yeah.
I think that's how you get them, right?
Doesn't it make a lot of sense though, considering the fact that Mario's willing to get real teeny tiny if the need arises? You know, I mean, he's willing to go small, he's willing to go big. It all depends on the situation.
Yeah, but
He's like,
what?
you want to be in control, baby?
Yeah,
be in control.
be in control. Yeah, I mean, he dates a princess. You know, he's not. He doesn't have any delusions of grandeur. He knows his place.
He's definitely a sadist, for sure.
Oh, 100%. I mean, somebody with the qualifications of a plumber trying to do international espionage to save a princess is somebody who does not hit interdimensional. Yeah, in this one, yeah.
So I'm wondering how because there was maybe a 5 or 6 minute car chase scene.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious, like, what the parallel is to Super Mario World with the whole car chase scene and why it was in there.
Probably Easter egging for Super Mario Kart.
Oh shit! God damn it! It was. It all comes together.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually That was the Rainbow Road that you said.
I mean, consider the fact that he was wearing a rainbow. Luigi was wearing a rainbow belt pretty much the entire goddamn
they
movie.
used that as a prop for many scenes in the movie. I was wondering what the significance was of the rainbow belt.
Oh man!
Telling you, this goes all the way to the top.
That's where the 50 million went, right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody just sitting around thinking of every type of little lore that they could think.
Okay, so what happens? What happens in this film?
Okay, so 65 million years ago.
In Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn. The asteroid hits, but it causes the situation where I would imagine that like the normal A timeline continues on and the dinosaurs die and evolution continues onward. But then the splintering aspect happens where like this, they live in like a bubble dimension, I would imagine, right?
They just don't die off.
Yeah, they just, yeah.
Yeah, the mammals don't take over.
Well, no, it said that didn't they say they slipped through the dimension just like Mario did? Like, wasn't that like what the whole initial title card thing was for? Because that title card.
God, is that what they said in there? There's so many things that happen.
Why can't we get through the question what happened in this movie?
Well, 65 million years ago.
I swear to God.
You're gonna have to keep it high high level or we're gonna get stuck again.
I'm gonna drive home.
But did I mention it was in Brooklyn?
So fast forward to the now times.
Which
And-
ones though? 20 years from now or now?
Yeah,
20 or yeah,
Because it would appear
1993.
that the princess, right, of the old kingdom managed to be able to escape, get out, and clutch her egg all the way up to the nunnery.
Clutch her egg.
That nun was none the wiser. Again, being a virgin, she didn't understand how babies were made anyways.
I hate to pause us again, but in the real world, the mammal world,
Yeah.
who opens their door and finds a giant egg on the step and is like, oh,
The
I gotta
Catholic
take
Church,
it
my
inside
child.
and nurture it.
Yeah.
The Catholic Church, my child. All right, they accept all kinds. That's
I
why
don't
they're
think
the
it
one
was a
true faith.
prank.
Next question.
A giant egg who takes it inside is like, I better care for this thing. It might hatch and do. Oh,
It's
a
one of
baby.
God's children.
It's a baby.
That was also like a
Who put this
detail.
baby in here?
A detail that I thought was very beautiful was that when the egg cracks open, you can immediately hear the crying of a baby from inside the
What I
egg.
love-
Soundproof. The egg was soundproof the entire time until it was cracked.
What
So
I
you're
lo-
saying that the baby has been crying in there the entire time?
Well, it doesn't cry until it's
Yeah,
ready.
girl.
It's the crying creates a resonance that breaks the membrane, the hard membrane of the egg.
That's a good point, because certainly a,
Yeah.
like a baby infant can't
That's
chew out.
birthday.
There's like one of the writers listening to this 5 years
Yes,
from now.
yes, they get it.
Nodding.
They get it.
Nobody's ever understood.
This writer's on their goddamn
But it's
deathbed.
concrete.
Ooh, so fucking old.
It's not that old. It's only like 27 years old.
27 years.
But they were probably how old when they wrote it?
Yeah, you know.
In their teens.
Children,
Who else
they
wrote
crayoned in this movie.
You know what? It was our peers.
Yeah. All right, so.
Hannah, what year were you born?
94.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
This
that's
movie
why.
is her senior. Have some respect. But okay, so 20 years after the fact, right? These two Italian people.
Yeah, because they're not
Plumbers.
actual
They're not
brothers.
actual brothers.
Plumbers.
Plumbers!
Yeah, exactly. Shaking fist. Yeah,
Half Italian.
full Italian, half Italian.
Yeah,
Because
John
I'm
was
pretty sure that John
Persian.
Leguizamo, even in the movie, is still half Puerto Rican relative to his. I mean, relative to the way he speaks in the movie. I mean, it still sounds like he's got like a Puerto Rican, like a New York, Brooklyn, Puerto
Until
Rican
you
accent.
mentioned it, I totally forgot that he wasn't Latino and the best. But
He's
I would
Italian in the past?
Is he?
I thought he was Puerto Rican in the past too. But
I
whatever, I
can't
hate that
remember.
movie. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, let's think about better movies like this one.
So, yeah. Was this
So
where-
then Scapelli
Yeah, Scapelli.
appears. You know, this movie's really interesting in that scene, like where Scapelli tries to intimidate her. You know, because all I could think about was that, like, damn, like how creepy life must have been back before there were like video cameras, like micro video cameras all over the place, right? Because that guy stood like fucking inches away from her, you know what I mean, and did very creepy, you know, eyings up and down on
Yeah.
her.
Well, he
Yeah.
basically threatened to make her disappear,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is
Well,
not a
she-
good thing in any way.
What also was interesting for me was watching her have to walk several blocks to a payphone to call
Yeah.
to call the university to be like, yo, I need more security for the university to be like, nah.
We don't have the budget for that.
On top of the fact that she might have not even been able to make the call had Luigi not been there with a quarter.
Yeah,
In
you
order
have
to
a
be able-
quarter.
Yeah, you think the college would accept the charges from a random payphone? I doubt it. Yeah, it's interesting.
We don't have the budget.
Outgoing
Yeah,
calls
but
only.
you could call collect and say who you are, and they'd be like, she should have brought a quarter.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, our staff is far more professional than this.
Yeah,
We
your
gave her
Scholastic
$5 a
contract
pen.
says you pay for all phone calls.
Or don't call us.
Yeah, okay, so just to clarify that little aspect, she's an archaeologist, and they
Jumped
just
ahead in what's happening in the film.
no, we're exactly
We're on
at
track.
that place.
Yeah,
Scapelli is trying to muscle in on their situation because he's some sort of like subway guy. I don't even understand.
So no,
What is his?
What happened is Scapelli was the one who was originally digging, and he's the one who
stumbled
created.
across.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is you're jumping ahead because
shit.
we haven't even talked about the fact that Daisy is an archaeologist. Thank you.
All I
Sorry,
can say.
I'm like 4 Trulies deep. Like,
I just want to say, thank God we had 4 people watching this film so we can piece together what happened.
You need that many eyes to keep this shit together.
If
Like
I had watched this
Yes.
by myself.
I'd still be watching it. Like,
all I know is that so what happens? You see the 65 million years ago stuff happen, and then these 2 plumbers get a phone call for a job about a dishwasher that's broken somewhere. And then the next thing you see, this is how I remember it. The next thing you see is Daisy's dig site.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how these things are at all related.
okay, so let me fill you in. Mario gets the call, right? They go into their van and they
Okay.
start driving. As they're driving, the van breaks down, so Mario has to go into he has to go into
Yes, you go buy a $3 bottle of water.
Which
Gotta
again,
get Evian
dystopian. I don't understand what these Koopas are trying to come to because there is not that much to be seen over here either. All right.
He uses Evian water for his vehicle.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he does use a little fancier water, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's what's confusing.
Mm.
I mean, the $3 water is also very confusing, but like.
Especially in 1993. What is that like? What does that amount to? That's $7 water to nowadays,
Oh my
probably.
God.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap! Again, think
Big
about
bottle of water.
I was just gonna say it was a big bottle of water.
I mean, he did manage to be able to fill up his whole carburetor and have
But I
like
wouldn't
a
pay
quarter
more than
left.
$4
Yeah.
for that bottle of water now.
Yeah, you'd imagine that he'd get like a gallon.
We'll pay $5
You know what I mean?
for
Like-
Fiji water.
Aren't they cheaper usually?
But not for his van. He wants that cool, clean,
Crisp,
that crisp,
delicious taste of Evian.
Okay, but then we come across the dig site with
So
Daisy.
that's the intersection wherein
Yes.
because they're waiting, Luigi, gets all fucking hauga. Like he gets essentially like that, like that.
He Pepe Le Pew's her.
Yeah,
You know,
pretty
he's
much.
like, oh, he loves her. You
Wow,
know?
no. Pepe Le Pew is
Okay, I suppose
assaulting people.
He's quite rude. I apologize.
Well,
I'll take it back. That's,
Okay, well if we're gonna get into that, Pepe Le Pew doesn't do that. All right,
Yes,
he can't help the fact that he's got that gigantic stench behind him.
But
For the
he's
most
okay.
part, in
but-
every one of those Looney Tune cartoons,
But
all
yours-
right, when he takes off, when that smell isn't there, they're all spooned.
Yeah,
That's
but
all
he's
I'll
also
say.
just grabbing and kissing, and you can't do that.
Well, that's 1940s culture. It's Americana, as they say.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
or France, I guess.
Is Pepe Le Pew
He's from-
French?
Yeah, of course he is.
Oh, I guess so.
Can you hear his voice in your head?
No.
Oh.
Wait, can you do that once more?
No.
I didn't catch it.
So then we come across Daisy and her dig site because Scapelli had been originally digging there, and he's one who I guess cracked the dimension with his dig or his explosion, and then that's when Daisy gets involved because her and the school are like, oh no, look at all these dinosaur bones, and then that's
all these
where
Brooklyn dinos.
yeah,
Hey.
all these dinos, yeah,
They all die with their claws like.
so racist.
What?
Anyway,
Brooklyn isn't the race.
Oh.
no, but what you're doing.
Oh, it almost could be.
These people can't see what you're doing right now. Yeah.
That's it.
Honestly, I think that's the point where you can follow the movie in your mind. And now we need a pencil and paper. Write shit down.
Yeah, because okay.
We can timeline this.
Then
fucking thing.
Scapelli threatens her, and then she goes to the payphone.
And then
because
there's a
it's
date.
So sad.
Because, yeah.
There's a date.
Yeah, because there was that scene where they were saying goodbye, and he asked her to have dinner with them, and then he was like, Then Mario was like, meet us here.
At the
in this
dig site.
construction site.
Be at this dig site at 5 p.m., girl.
And you and my brother from another mother are gonna go on a date.
Mhm.
And I'll be here too.
Yeah, so there was the date, and then he is gonna walk her home, but instead he walks her back to the dig site.
I
That's
do
where
want
she
to.
lives.
I do want to add before we skip past it that it was a complete waste that they didn't bother to name Mario's girlfriend Pauline. It would have been an absolute clincher of a tie-in, especially considering that Princess Toadstool / Peach is nowhere near in this picture. It would have been perfect.
Yeah, isn't it weird to make a live-action Mario Brothers movie and make, like,
Oh, you
Luigi
can stop
kind
your
of-
sentence right there. But go ahead.
It is
But
now.
what addendum makes it weirder?
Yeah, keep going.
Well, I expected there to be, like, a Princess Peach or, like, a counterpart to Mario, but instead Luigi's, like, the main catalyst, even though, you know, most of the classic Mario Brothers movies are, it's Mario rescuing the princess.
Games.
Games.
Yeah, games. Yeah.
This is the classic Mario movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like it all ties to this. Again, to reach back to the Superstar Saga, like when they actually bothered to characterize, like, you know, like they're not just platforming around things, like it pretty much is this movie. Like Luigi is bumbling, like he doesn't know what to say. Mario is just steadfast about everything, you know.
Super wise.
Yeah, stoic to a fault.
Yeah. He never once
Mamma mia.
complains about anything.
Yeah.
He just puts on his tool belt and he...
And he's on his way. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lady needs to get swooned. Lady's getting swooned, all right?
Let me handle this.
Shakes his belt.
Yeah, that's the other side of it. Isn't technically kind of Daisy in love with Mario because he tells Luigi what to say every time he talks to her?
Wow.
No,
It's like,
well, that's
what
not
he
fair.
means is...
That's not
Hold
fair.
on.
I did like the fact that, you know, unlike in other Mario Luigi characterizations, Mario's kind of a bully to Luigi, you know? Like, he kind of puts him down. And this one, Mario's all about trying to, like, build Luigi up, prop him up in some way. And he knows...
Bros.
Yeah, he sees like the deficiencies in him, and he's like, no, but this girl likes you, you know what I mean? You just gotta literally stand there and not say something stupid.
That's it.
And that was
That's
like,
great advice for most people.
yeah.
If they
And-
already like you, just
shut up.
Don't say anything stupid.
Which he kind of almost failed in that little walking scene when they were just like, listen, if you want to just end this right now, we'll just end this right now.
No, they're both
He
like,
doubles down on ending it. He's like, that's what I was gonna say.
So if you want to end this right now... But we do have to carry forward because I think this is going to get a lot more challenging after they cross through the dimension in terms of what happened.
oh man,
in
I
this
really hope we
movie.
keep track.
So this is where the cartoon rabbit comes in?
The cartoon rabbit.
No, that's a different movie.
Yeah. No one's been framed here, alright?
That's what I really kept thinking about for Roger Rabbit. Once I realized that's who it was, because I had to look it up, man. I couldn't do it. I think
It's
around
Bob
about
Cop.
this time is when I gave up and looked it up, because I was like, ah.
Alright, so the two Koopalings, Iggy and Spike, have been sent by President Koopa up to the main world for the past week after the initial Scapelli explosion in order to be able to finally find the meteorite shard that will complete the meteorite that will then essentially
Merge the dimensions.
thank you. Merge the timelines.
Foreheads.
Your face
Oh,
is like your
God.
face- You literally look like your face is gonna explode.
Merge the timelines. Wherein President Koopa's big plan is to go about and Planet of the Apes, essentially the entire mammal kingdom, well, human species, essentially, in order to be able to create a new livable world for the Koopas.
Yeah.
The thing that I thought was really cool was the fact that, for the most part, aside from the fact that King Koopa kind of leans into the fact that he's evil, I mean, his reasoning is pretty sound, you know what I mean? Like, if he is supposed to be the leader of his people, right? I mean, like, he wants to be able, he's going forward in, like, pathfinding, essentially, like a new place for them to live. right?
You see it on his world globe, right? That the only place that's habitable is
Night
Brooklyn.
City. Oh, sorry. Brooklyn. Yeah. Brooklyn.
Fuck
Yeah.
you guys. The only place that's habitable is Brooklyn because everything else literally is a desert.
Mm-hmm.
On his globe, there's just one city, and that's Brooklyn. Everything else is nothing.
Now I'm wondering, in this situation, this is another pivot aspect of as to whether how much sympathy we can give to the Koopa clan or like race, right? Was their world just fucked in that way from the dimensional splitting, and they've just been doing the best they can this entire time?
Right.
Or did they fuck up their entire planet and they're just in a position where like the last vestiges of them are on the city and they're trying to like escape to another dimension, essentially.
Because they're gonna die out otherwise. There's basically.
Yeah, because and it really can go either way, and I really do like that about this movie, that like the humanoid like people, they do have lizard brain more than anything else, right? Like they're far more vested in like the self-preservation kind of aspect, aside from like the mirror neuronic like
they even have twitches because when they're all line dancing together, they twitch like lizards would twitch.
Yeah, it's very true. So I would wonder if like because of that, like they just burned through their world much faster than like a mammalian aspect would be. Like, okay, like we see that a tree is breaking down, like okay shit, like maybe we gotta think about the fact that we should probably plant another tree. Like, would a lizard just not care? Would they just keep consuming in that way until the planet is like Mars like, and they're stuck on this one city? Like,
I'm like curious how recently Donald Trump watched this movie.
I was thinking the exact same thing during the police investigation scene.
Stop.
Like, holy. Well, to be perfectly fair, this movie came out in 1993, right?
Did we skip past that part too, where King Koopa shows up and interrogates them?
No, well, I mean, we're not in any one place right now. To be perfectly
You know
honest.
what though?
We're bereft in space.
It's in theme with the movie.
Yeah.
Because the movie is not really in any one place at all.
I think once they cross that portal, it's like
It's a
all
fucking
bets are off.
free-for-all, man. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to bring Jungian archetypes into it too, like the way that particular types of reptile or Koopa city are essentially mirrored, to like a normal, regular Brooklyn-like city. Does that just mean that those kind of figures and like symbolisms are just transcendent no matter what, like...
Lizard, monkeys, we're all the same.
Does that mean that the limbic system likes Foot Locker in that way, and like it's like it goes far deeper than like the reptile brain, like? What do you think, Anna?
I don't know.
We did this for
you. We're here for you.
You've all seen it before. You have some level of preparation for this.
So we'll be back tomorrow with part 2.
No.
We're gonna have to rewatch it again.
No.
But okay, I guess to keep in chronological order, they fall through. Iggy and Spike kidnap Princess Daisy after having kidnapped Mario's girlfriend. Daniela, thank you.
I have a question about that.
Damn, thank you for remembering her name.
Yeah, I was
Well, once
just
they
gonna
said
breeze
it, I was
past
like,
it.
weird.
Oh, weird.
Oh, weird.
She's got a name. Literally, because the rest of the credits is Brooklyn Girl. Brooklyn Girl.
Brooklyn girl with the cigarette.
Yeah, girl with
Brooklyn
cigarette.
girl.
Brooklyn girl.
No, but like, and maybe this is something I missed, but they kidnapped Daisy and took her through the portal.
Yep.
And then Daisy was like leaning through the portal like, Mario, Luigi, and that's when they took the meteorite shard off of her neck. How did that happen? Like, how is she taken through the portal and then leaning back through the portal?
Easy.
Talking
So
around?
the meteorite, right, makes it so
Magic. Boom.
Not only because of the meteorite, but because of her bloodline. I would imagine that she probably has some sort of thing that makes it so it's harder to process her back in that way. So because of that, she was able to kind of stick, around just long enough to plot point
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, just like Super Mario World.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
Exactly
I mean,
the same as. Fuck.
Okay, so they get the meteorite necklace, and then they go through the portal.
through a sweet special effect situation,
I will
really
say,
fucking
yeah,
trippy.
the special effects in this whole film is actually, they're all
Yeah.
good.
Lest
Every single
anybody think that we're just trying to rip on this movie for no reason. Like, there were quite a lot of
For
positives.
no reason.
Rip on.
one. The $50 million they spent on this movie were well spent on the special effects.
On those 30 seconds of special.
No, I mean, like, there was several, because, like, they even have, later in the film, they have, like, those little, like, bolts of electricity that they're trying to show,
Mhm.
like, later on. Like, those are very well placed in the film. They look good, they're clean, they don't, like, the only thing about this film that makes it look like it's from 1993, in my opinion, is, like, the film itself. Otherwise, it just looks like a poorly, like, it looks like a under-budget film.
Wait. The only thing about this movie that makes it look like the 1990s is the film itself. Is that what you said?
It's the whole movie.
Just the movie.
No, I mean,
Take
like,
it as one thing.
But you know, aside from that, you could plop it at any time.
It's basically timeless. I mean, Brooklyn is Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, 65 million
It's
years
like
ago.
the words today.
you guys get what I mean.
Yeah, we get it. Yeah, so they go through the portal.
Yep. They only have the meteorite necklace for a short period of time because
Before they just get jacked. Again, by lizard brain people, right? I can only imagine that everybody's just super out for self, and like that explains why those ladies are just out there punching people left and right.
Oh yeah, the
And
old
stealing their
lady
shit.
that was like
Well, it was the old lady, but then it was the lady in the red dress.
the lady in the red dress is who took the meteorite necklace.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the old lady took it first.
Well, the old lady stuck them up, and then the lady with the red dress came through and just fucking threw the old lady across the byway and like into the cars.
Oh yeah, and then she took.
And then
meteorite
she took the
necklace.
necklace. You know, I can only imagine because she was trying to play hard to get for Mario because she saw what she wanted right away.
He had
But-
to earn her later.
That's what I think too.
Oh, of course, but I
she
mean,
was shocked. She was shook when he was like asking her to punch him again. She's like, you know what? Come dance with me.
She's like,
I'll punch you all you want.
I'm gonna need a new change of underwear. That's
Then
how I
they had an
imagine that
erotic
lady sounded.
dancing scene. That's the other weird thing, is she stuck around as an ally throughout the movie after he took the meteorite necklace off of her. So he must have just had her.
oh, 100%.
Like she was his after that dance.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, she was his from the moment that she punched him the first time. You know what I mean? After the grandma thing, she felt it on her knuckles. You know,
That's the one.
that's the one. Yeah. Listen, do we know anything about humanoid reptilian mating rituals? No. All right.
No.
So let's just assume the best.
Let's not kink shame here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not about to.
I'm
I'm in another dimension right now, alright? Like, I don't know what the proper mores are about this situation.
Well, no, but I would definitely, and like, given I'm not.
Given
I'm
you're a
not a
mammalian,
humanoid
given you're a mammal.
Yeah. But you would think that, like, once she, like, kind of trusted him and they started dancing together and then he just took the necklace, that seems like a betrayal.
But again, if we're thinking about it from the lizard brain perspective, maybe she really likes that dominating aspect of
She's
him.
like,
Like,
"Oh,
he
resourceful."
takes what he wants. You know what I mean?
Just
Fuck
like
yeah.
me.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. You know?
Yeah, 'cause
Take
she
me,
helped
plump
them
man, take
immediately
me.
after.
Hmm?
Ooh, plumbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Plumbers.
They work that pipe.
Yes, the pipe.
The pipe. Lest we forget the pipe.
Lest we forget the pipe.
Now I'm like seriously concerned about all the phallic symbolism in Super Mario World. What's with all these pipes and the mushrooms?
There's a lot of mushrooms.
Yeah,
There is, yeah.
Mhm.
very phallic.
Yeah.
The
But-
Goombas in the games are actually a little bit phallic.
Oh, 100%. They're chodes.
Yeah.
They're little heads, man.
Yeah.
little heads.
They're literally...
Maybe that's why they changed them so much. For
Maybe that's why they're so angry.
I'd be angry about
Yeah,
it.
maybe that's why. Well, maybe that's why Goombas have such little angry faces all the time.
Why do you think it is that they like stack on top of each other then?
Oh shit! It's true. In Super Mario Odyssey, they do stack on top of each other to be bigger. All the way to the top.
Yeah.
All the way to the top.
So they go through this portal and then
They lose the meteorite necklace.
Where they get their ass jacked. Alright? And then they get put into prison for being plumbers.
Yeah, I forgot about the whole prison scene.
Oh, that's right.
They get Shawshank Redemption.
yeah,
Into.
they're in prison for like 5 minutes in the movie.
Well, they're in like a dog kennel for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, interesting that they that the reptilians bother to just put. Okay, that's another question. Are those people in the prison
Okay.
like Koopa citizens, or are they like other mammals, you think?
Well, the portal like just opened.
But how many people
I think they're Koopa
how many
citizens
people have
because-
slipped through at this point? You know what I mean? How
I
many
think-
homeless people have, like dug through that tunnel and accidentally fallen through?
Well, I'm
Especially-
sure. I mean, it's a prison facility that's set up, and the police officer that arrested them also arrested the musician on the street. So I
Oh,
feel
you're
like
right.
they arrest a lot of like reptilian citizens as well, and have been for a long time for stupid reasons.
That's why I want to agree with Hannah because when they
I'm
like
sure that
devolve
they're getting-
people or whatever, they always look like reptiles.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me think that they're Koopas or they're from that dimension in general because
Yeah.
that's the one where like humans came from dinosaurs. Where when they devolve Scapelli at the end of this movie, he turns into an ape.
Yeah, and hey, good job on the movie of turning him into a chimpanzee.
Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. As opposed, because they keep saying monkey, and it kind of irked me every time. But I was like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean?
Well,
but
that's just like
but they pulled through at the end by actually making it a chimpanzee.
Yeah, it's like slang, I think, to say monkey.
Mm-hmm.
that's like Frieza. That's what Frieza does.
Yeah. Which, cool. I don't know,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah. Kind of like an alien. I think Dennis Hopper just looks like an alien.
Yeah, honestly. Again, was he?
This hair is so good.
Mm.
That's what I kept thinking while we were watching it the entire time. I was like, I just love his hair right now.
Oh, quick question. Okay, right now that they're transitioning, we can kind of see the fact that there's like two underling races, right? Like one is like more like a velociraptor-ish kind of situation, and the other one's like more Goomba
Crocodile.
toadish. You know what I mean? I'm wondering, it's like, is that like the differentiation between like a Koopa and like the toads? You know, like the toads are more pro King Mushroom situation, you know, and perhaps that's why there's more of them, you know,
That's a good question.
because they do bother to go out of their way to make two types of underling in that way,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
So
I don't
where
know
are
the
we in
answer
the
to that.
storyline?
So far,
We're in jail.
We're in jail, yeah.
We're in jail. What happens
President
after jail?
Koopa takes them out of their confinement and brings them
You
into
call him President Koopa because of the elect posters. President Koopa then takes them.
Well, listen, we have to be consistent if the movie's not going to be, all right? Someone has to be consistent here, and it sure as shit will be us, all right?
Hey man, IMDb calls him King Koopa.
Well, fuck IMDb. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They need to watch this movie again because he's obviously a president because kings don't try to get elected.
No, he's a fascist dictator. I mean, there was clearly a coup. The Mushroom King was turned into slime, and
Okay, to be perfectly fair
So-
though, again, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Hannah.
I was just gonna say, so he put up the posters after to make it look like people chose him.
yeah,
You know what? I'm actually kind of wondering if
is it probably
Koopa actually hasn't just brought their world from a dystopic like autocracy of like a full on like kingships to them actually being able to even have like presidents and stuff like that.
Oh.
You know, because again, if King Koopa did just make this coup, he just got into power, so he can't be blamed for the shittiness of that world, right? Like, the Mushroom Kingdom themselves has to have been the one that fucked up that world in that way. Unless the Koopa lizard like that follow, Bowser Koopa, like they like did like the Matrix like complete like nukes of the around the world kind of situation.
Like, if what you're saying is true, then Dennis Hopper's character is the good guy.
I've been saying that the whole time.
You
slowly
have
trying.
not been
I've been
saying
slowly
that.
trying to climb to it the whole
He's
time.
never once said that.
Slowly climbing to it the whole
I
time.
have never. Yeah, I would agree with Hannah. You've never said that at all.
I've been trying to make the point that it really doesn't.
When?
A bunch of times. Again, in the sense that apparently the Mushroom King, right, was supposedly the quote unquote rightful ruler, right, the entire rest of the time.
I didn't vote for him.
Yeah. What is this guy's crime other than
Rightful.
seeming shady?
Yeah.
Yeah. And owning who he is for the most part, right? Because he's like, hey, listen, people call me evil. Fuck it. I'll call me evil. At least I get results.
Yeah.
Shit, I think I'm being red-pilled right now.
He does have a plan to destroy the mammals, though.
Yeah, but that's just because from our anthropomorphic small perspective, you know what I mean? Like, that seems like a bad plan. But if it were humans that had just found a dimension with lizard people, they're like, fuck them, they don't need it. We'd be slipping through the seam like it's nobody's business, all right?
Look at all this land. Look at all this undeveloped land.
They don't even have a shopping mall here.
Oh my god. Somebody call Walmart.
Yeah.
I'd get way more behind the idea of, like, if it was to be framed up as a good thing, just, like, bringing the dimensions together and sharing the better planet, coming together that way.
That's what King Koopa was trying to do.
He was trying to kill all the mammals once he got there.
He wasn't trying to kill them, he was just trying to devolve them.
He was gonna get rid of them.
Which at the end of the day, I mean, humans are so full of stress, right? I mean, wouldn't we just all be better off as chimps again?
Listen to these two drinking the goddamn Kool-Aid.
Okay, I think I'm switching teams. I think I'm going to King Koopa's. You know, fuck the Mario Brothers.
I mean, you have to consider the fact that in order for him to be able to even pull off the coup in the first place, right, and devolve the king, he has to have garnered quite a bit of support.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, people have had to been pretty down with what he was saying prior to, which means again that king probably sucks dick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that king is probably terrible. And relative to the 2 lines of dialogue that he got throughout the entire movie, I kind of got that impression too.
No. He participated in the movie to a heavy extent without dialogue. He did a lot of rescuing and helping as the
provided
fungus.
2 bombs and then also did like a rescue.
To his personal assassins.
He stopped the car when the car was falling, and he saved Mario when Mario jumped down that.
No, yeah, Mario and Luigi are
That's true.
like guerrilla terrorists that the Mushroom King ushered along the way to help put him back in power.
He's saving them because they're trying to help his daughter.
Yeah, exactly. To keep a dystopic nepotism continually
to keep
forward.
the bloodline in place.
And consider the fact that it only took, not to skip too far ahead, but it only took 3 weeks, all right, for them to get fucking cooed on again.
This Mushroom King is such an evil, smart motherfucker that he orchestrated an uncoup.
He uncoopaed himself, yeah.
It was an uncoupa coup.
This was supposed to be fun, and the two of you are ruining it.
Oh my gosh. What if he did some sort of Bioshock thing where he purposely put Daisy out, up top in order to eventually be able to bring her back down,
Keep her safe.
Yeah.
Until the time was ready.
Yeah, exactly. And then activated her appropriately in order to be able to then have...
As another guerrilla terrorist.
Do we like President Koopa any less?
Oh, now you're calling him President Koopa.
Yeah, I think we're continuing with that.
Yeah.
In regards to his, rapey vibes with Daisy, does that not make us feel like he's a bad guy?
Again, lizard brain, right? I unfortunately.
You can't justify everything with
Explain it all
lizard
away
brain.
with lizard brain.
Unfortunately, you really can. I mean, like. You really can. I mean, like mammalian, like mirror neurons are the things that keep us from wanting to harm each other in such a way, right? But I mean, if you don't have those kind of things, right, just from a biological aspect, you're just out for the self.
Okay,
right?
but like you can say that, but what about the other like kind beings that have lizard brain, like the lady in the red dress, or even like the toad that like made Daisy a vegetarian dinner and like got her guns. Those aren't lizard brain actions.
Let's be perfectly fair on the fact that that guy is a pro King Mushroom guy, and he knows that that's Princess Daisy. I doubt that his ass would do that for anybody. For just anybody.
Yeah, but if you're saying they have lizard brain and you're justifying President Koopa's actions based on that, then I feel like what you're saying
I'm not
is
justifying
they're
anything,
limited
alright?
to
I'm
lizard
explaining away is what I'm doing, alright?
Explaining away is just as bad, if not the same thing.
I'm explaining it away relative to the lore of the movie. I mean, like,
You
they
might also
obviously
say
don't give a shit
brushing
about
under
each
the
other.
rug.
I mean, like, that, you know, if we're talking about, like, the female aspect of their species, right? I mean, like, they're just as, like, violent and, like, take as they may. You know what I mean? I don't remember the red-haired lady's name, but every single female that we see in this movie is pretty out for self. You know what I mean?
I mean, the red-haired lady was an evil character. Like,
Was she?
yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I mean,
Yeah, she was.
She was.
but are we supposed to take her as a representation of her species, or are we just supposed to take her as a one-off
What
situation?
I'm saying is that in this movie, out of like the lizard people population, we see kind and we see unkind.
I actually do have a justification for the rapey thing.
Oh, good.
Oh, I do. I 100% do, and it's 100%.
Rape justification coming up.
Oh, 100%, and you can actually look it up in the movie. President Koopa, I'm sorry, President. He,
Mr. President Koopa.
Mr. President
He
Koopa.
insists he was elected. I was elected.
Yeah, 65%. Solid.
Buying into that propaganda.
Yeah, there was a strong 35% opposition. We got him.
We got him.
But, no, he went through that devolution situation, if you recall. Like, they put him on the chair, and then they de-evolved him from, like, his more, humanoid-esque, you know what I mean? Like, what I would imagine would keep him from being uber-duper rapey. You know what I mean?
What you would imagine.
What you would imagine,
You
yeah.
can't just assume.
But they slap him down. It doesn't take too long, but he does get that reptilian eye thing back in his eye, and that's from the moment then onward he starts doing like the hand things.
He was doing the hand thing before that.
even more often, I feel.
He was doing it 100% of the time before that. 100% of the time, his hands were always up by his chest.
Sure, but
the first
because
thing
he's
I
a
noticed
human,
about him.
because he's a human and a reptile. I'm just saying that like there was even more of it afterward because that
Perhaps you just noticed it more after.
perhaps who knows.
I mean, his whatever the red-haired lady's name, his
Also,
counterpart was jealous.
To be
before
100%
that, too.
perfectly fair, in that scene, that rapey scene that we're talking about, they do that special effect aspect where his face actually does bulge for a second, and he becomes a little reptilian right then and there too.
I think that's a fair point, but I also think we can't assume that he's not a rapey guy.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there is aspects of the movie that make him be more primal in that way. I would say. Oh, there you go, Mr. President.
Jose's got your back.
Exactly.
Every president has a scandal or two.
No Watergate here, sir.
The special effects, though, for that, what do you call it? The face.
Oh my god, I've been listening to Kimmy say the special effects for the entire movie.
It's good. I really think it's really good. I understand where the money went. I wish it went in other places. But they really fucking killed it, though, with the special effects.
But then what would you have left to like about the movie?
Perhaps I would remember more of it.
I'm not sure that I heard Kimmy compliment anything about this movie outside of the special effects.
And Yoshi.
And Yoshi.
Oh, and Yoshi's so cute.
What about it, Kimmy? Is there anything else about this movie that you would like to give a compliment to?
No. No, unfortunately.
Okay, so they go through the. So he's gonna devolve them, right? Because
Yep.
he wants to get the asteroid. They devolve him just a tiny bit, which, again, from my perspective, I think that's like the aspect that like makes him be more like
Rapey.
that and like just what's the word? Just more like
Trumpian.
yeah, sure, just
Sleazy?
yeah, but not that word. Just you know, when you get a head trauma and you have less susceptibility like to risk aversion, like what's that called?
Your inhibitions are lower.
Sociopathy?
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Essentially that. Like his reptile mind got made bigger essentially at that point, or his like neocortex got shrunken,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because of the devolution aspect of it. So he was just even more just, you know, gung ho about every.
I have to disagree, I think, because the other, both kind of variations of the devolved kind of henchmen, if you will, like act the same, and the reason he devolves them is because they're stupid and they're devolved, they're easier to control, and they listen and they're like more gentle.
No,
Consider-
he evolves them in that machine.
No, he devolved like the big henchmen into like the.
But they're also different species. Remember that he
You mean
is
the
a descendant
cousins?
of the Tyrannosaurus
They're-
Rex.
But you can.
Yeah, but you're attributing like factors to his de-evolution that
Yeah.
don't qualify to the factors of anybody else's.
Because they're from a
de-evolution, so I
different
guess-
species, is what I'm saying. Like the Goomba-esque people, and then the Goomba henchmen, right, with the like round heads, and then the ones that look more like lizards, right? Those two are completely different species from the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Mm-hmm.
Those two species still managed to be able to become humanoid in their way as time went on, but in terms of like the reptilian like beginnings, you know, of them, they each came from a different dinosaur essentially, and because of that, when he got devolved into more of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, so he became even more just like, you know, rawr.
Yeah, but the other species of those, I think, was like kind of a velociraptor-y looking narrower one, which is also an aggressive carnivore.
Mhm.
So why wouldn't that become more like rawr, to quote you?
A smaller brain.
To be perfectly fair, those actually
T-Rexes have
did you
tiny
ever
brains.
watch? Did you ever watch Lost World? Remember the first scene in Lost World where that little girl gets eaten
By the
because of her
zombies,
sandwiches
yeah.
and stuff?
Yep.
Those are the little dinosaurs that those Goombas
Mm.
are made from. They're not like full on raptors, but they are like those little guys that, like, you know, in a little pack they'll fucking eat a girl like that.
Scavengers.
Yeah, that's how I picture them, and that's
Not like an
the
alpha.
physiology. Which a Tyrannosaurus Rex would be like. I mean, like his eye got fucking turned like full on green, like predator looking white, like shit, you know, like.
I think the Goombas, well, I think they might be alligators. And I only say that because he says, "See you later, alligator," before he devolves.
But they were calling the mammals monkeys.
And if every single aspect of this movie is 100% linchpinned in the
my
truth,
God.
all right.
No.
Excuse me, what? No.
No.
This is
If
reality
every
we're
single
talking.
aspect of this movie is 100% linchpinned in the truth,
Yeah,
you
to,
make
know.
that even
relative
part
to
of that
relative
stretch?
to the internal logic of the movie, so far so good.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet "see you later, alligator" isn't even a turn of phrase in this universe. He's
No.
just telling him that he's gonna see him later.
It's an original phrase.
He's like, "Yeah, I just came up with that. That is kind of cool."
I'm a clip.
That's why they elected me. The quitty turn of phrase.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so he gets more Tyrannosaurus Rex, and at that point onward, it's a manhunt for the Super Mario Brothers. They go through that Blues Brothers esque like car chase situation. Which was the Blues Brothers made in the 80s? Was that ripped from the Blues Brothers.
It said it
I
took
think once-
other, like when you were reading like the IMDb site on it, I think that was what you were reading. It said it took references from other popular movies like Ghostbusters, things like that. So I
Yeah.
think it's totally feasible that it took some reference from the Blues Brothers.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's true. Because it said Ghostbusters and the Never-Ending Story. Those were the two.
What
Yeah.
an interesting
Like-
mashup.
Did they also list acid? Like, sort of the... Oh, yeah, and that
Well, that goes
acid
without
stuff.
saying.
Yeah.
It goes.
I can't picture a bunch of dudes standing around in a room while they're pitching this script to some higher execs.
Yeah, we all agreed about.
Oh well, that's
15
easy, dude. I mean, all you have to do is, hey, look, the Super Mario World game sold X millions of copies. Let's make a. Do you have 50 million just laying around that like
We got Bob Costas. He's
yeah,
on
exactly.
board. He's on board.
They bring the little bob on thing and be like, check it out, it's gonna be adorable.
This is gonna be in the movie.
Yeah.
We're putting this in the movie.
Exactly,
It
and
was
then
the
imagine the
second
Burger
movie,
King
yes.
sales. They're gonna be.
The Burger King.
Yeah, I mean, it sells itself, honestly.
I mean, we did all agree about 15 minutes into this movie that On Hallucinogens this would be a 5-star film.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Five star.
Manhunt happens. That's the first instance that they get saved by the mushrooms,
fungus.
by the fungus. Yeah, you start getting some instances that it's actually alive in some type of way.
Oh, there's like 3 hard drops, and then like at the very third line that references it is President Koopa, and they're like, "Where?" She's like, "Where's my dad?" And he's like, "Oh, he's around."
You have to love the conviction of the actors, though,
Yeah.
to be able to grab a script this fucking hammy and still be able to like absolutely just still bring a performance.
Just
You know what I mean?
deliver
It's like very Tim Burton-y in that way, where it's like, just roll with it, just roll with it, go with the silly.
These are your lines, so.
These are your lines.
Fucking chew them. You chew them, all right?
You're gonna eat them up.
Yeah.
So are the people.
I mean, come on, the pizza callbacks, the continual pizza callbacks.
3 pizza callbacks.
Absolutely perfectly well timed. All right,
It was very good.
And he never got
Comedic
it.
And he
timing.
never did get it, and he mentioned the fact that he didn't get it.
That
Well,
is.
his pizza arrived, but he told him to wait.
That's
No.
100% what I have to give this movie, is good execution on hammy lines.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is essentially what this whole movie was about.
Because it did, like, with being, like, a crazy, confusing movie, which, like, half the time I didn't feel like I really understood what was going on, I, like, laughed a lot. Sometimes just at the sheer ridiculousness of the movie.
At the original soundtracking of it, like that they would go out of their way to make like 3-4 songs.
That's
Like,
the
At
rest
least,
of the budget.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who amongst us will ever forget? Everybody get on the floor.
Do the dinosaur.
Do the
Do the
dinosaur.
dinosaur.
That song's gonna be stuck in your head for weeks,
Mm-hmm.
months. That's marketing. That's what marketing.
Do you think that they had to fight the Flintstones guys for that song? Because this movie was made around the same time.
Oh, I was thinking it was like they were trying to capitalize on Ghostbusters' song's success for no particular reason. Ghostbusters! They're like, hey, we'll make a catchy tune, and this movie will blow up, and then we'll make a sequel with lots of money.
Oh, the wide eyes of all those executives.
The fucking absolute balls. The hopefulness of the near end of the movie scene where fucking Princess Daisy comes back. Let's go on another adventure.
Yeah, they were totally planning for a sequel.
Yeah, oh, yeah. They're setting it up hardcore.
I'm still waiting on that sequel, guys.
Which again, to round back to the geopolitics of that reality, right? I mean, how unfucking stable does it have to be that they have to go through another coup now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, she showed up like fucking Sarah Connor coming back in Terminator 2.
What if the sequel is Smash Bros?
The video
What?
game?
Yeah. Like, they just start attacking stuff.
So it has.
Oh my god, like more dimensions start clashing into each other?
Oh, this is how Smash Bros. Started?
Oh, fuck.
This is the first interdimensional connection.
Yeah, imagine they were gonna try to do like a full-on Nintendo MCU. NCU.
The NCU. And it all ends in like Infinity War style. Fucking Smash
With
Bros.
Ganondorf and King K. Rool and
Mewtwo,
fucking... What the...
I would watch that fucking movie series, man. I would be on board.
Oh, 100%. They're all betraying each other, but at the same time, like, no one gets an upper hand because all the villains are just as, like, as out for self. I'd watch it.
I watched the Tournament of Power. That was like 30 episodes. I mean, Dragon Ball Z, but like, or Super, but fuck yeah, dude, sign me up. Who's not pitching this?
Especially if Bowser gets like a Dennis Hopper alt mode. Where he gets the suit, where he does the flamethrower and like flame attack anyway, but it's through the flamethrower gun.
I like how they were like, yeah, well, in the video game, all the Koopa guys and everybody, they're always shooting fireballs. And they're like, yeah, we'll get flamethrowers that'll shoot fucking fireballs. We gotta stay true to the game.
Yeah.
We gotta stay true to the game.
Again, like Miyamoto said, why did they go about making it like they stuck too close to the video game when they could have made a good film?
They gave you how much money?
That's the best.
Do you know
part
how
on
many
the
video
movie.
games I could have made with this?
Oh my god.
$50 million.
So I'm hearing a lot of support from the two guys in the room on follow-up movies. So I want your ratings on this film.
I think it's like a 3. 3 out of 5, I would say.
I mean,
There was heart in the movie.
Mm-hmm. This is a not great movie. Like, if you put this in the set of movies that are bad, this is one of those gems that comes out on top, kind of like Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2.
There are some like striking similarities in like, because I think Evil Dead is a good comparison because the Evil Dead tries to do a serious thing, and then in Evil Dead 2 and Evil Dead 3, it laughs at itself basically. So this is like somehow like an amalgamation of both of those phases.
That plus it's still pretty fresh territory, right? Like they don't have to really compete with any other video game adaptation movie or anything like that. Like they're pretty much trailblazing at this point. So they can choose the tonality that they want. And they decided to go fucking psychedelic. Which I guess makes sense, right? Because, I mean, what was the joke about the Super Mario World? Like, like they're eating mushrooms, you know what I mean? And then they go to this crazy world. Like, they pretty much are taking, you know what I mean, like the literal interpretation of what is happening in the, you know, in that reality. And then just trying to add some, you know, pop science, sci-fi to it, essentially. In order to not make it too magical. Like, honestly, like, they did no magic aside from like the whole interdimensional connection with the asteroid thing, you know what I mean? But even that was like a consequential thing, you know what I mean?
First of all, that's just science.
I mean,
that's just science.
Yeah, who's to say that there isn't some, you know, some Dino Night City out there just waiting to take over our shit, right?
That's the unknown known.
Yeah.
Unknown,
Unknown unknowns, yeah.
So how
or I guess it's a known unknown now because we know about it because of this movie?
Yeah, it's...
So we've been on a tangent for like a minute. How far did we get in the plot?
Oh, okay. We're like 50% of the way. So...
No!
Yeah, where did we leave off again?
So they got saved by the fungus, and then that's when we flip over to Princess Daisy, and that's when like the rapey scene happens. She meets Yoshi for the first time, and she gets put in that cell by that red-haired lady because she has her own dubious plans about wanting to essentially like impress President Koopa in her own way. I'm confused.
She's oddly jealous for his attention.
I think she's trying to start her own coup, though.
I am highly confused, as to what exactly her desires were.
Yeah, what's
you
her
know
agenda?
what I mean? Yeah, because if her desire really was to like make President Koopa happy, you would imagine that she would have brought the meteorite shard to him, you know what I mean, once she got it, as opposed to fucking...
She would
She was
have.
shunned.
She
was
felt
shunned
rejected by him.
Yeah.
Oh,
was
you're
my
right.
impression.
You're right in terms that she probably at this point is like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
She even
Again,
said that
lizard
line.
brain. You know what I mean? The lizard brain aspect comes right away. Where it's like, you know what? Nah. As opposed to feeling like hurt by it, she's like, no, fuck this guy. I'm gonna go do my own thing now again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she even does that like weird reptilian twitch too. Mm-hmm.
I wonder what species of dinosaur she comes from.
Yeah, it would be really cool to know.
Probably a snake, right?
Why do you keep naming like normal things that are around now?
Because snakes and alligators have been around since the time of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, but there's like a ton of other options, and both options that you've brought up were snakes and alligators.
I mean, they did say that the dinosaurs were the things that slipped through the interdimensional portal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, alligators are kind of dinosaurs, right?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, modern day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been really cool if they would have let us know what her species was in some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
Or
She had
just
a very-
understand what the fuck her connection was to some Super Mario aspect. Like, maybe this is where I'm showcasing my, my lack of knowledge of, like, Super Mario lore, but, like...
I've been trying to look her up on Wikipedia, like, which character, because I went through all the Koopa links, because I thought it was Ludwig. Yeah. But it's not Ludwig, because his hair looks way different. Mm-hmm. But I remember, like, I don't know. You said
there's
Cruella
like a Daisy
de Vil,
Koopa or what? Oh no, there's a Lady Koopa one.
Yeah, there's two of them, I think. Oh wait, there's Larry, Lemmy, Wendy,
yeah,
Iggy, Morton, and Ludwig.
Because we're talking like boss fights in
in
Mario
Super
games.
Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah, and
they were always on the ship.
All of those guys are Koopa's cousins, which makes a lot more sense, as I said, than them being the children.
See, but that it's not, the canon is that the Koopalings are Bowser's 7 children. Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, that lady gets fried because she gets shunned by the meteorite, which fuck, I don't understand that at all.
How does that happen exactly?
Yeah, you'd imagine that anybody who connects it would be able to do so, right?
Yeah, because the way that we understood it was the meteorite was the catalyst, and the missing piece of it was what was keeping the dimensions apart.
Right, like, I don't understand what...
Maybe she put it in wrong.
Maybe it's just as simple as that.
She put it in backwards or something.
Like, that's not how you do it.
But it worked temporarily. Like, that's when they started to merge.
Oh, it's true. That's when they did that really cool second effect situation where they started
That was
doing...
like almost exactly what we saw in Endgame, right? After Thanos snaps, or no, Tony Stark snaps.
Yeah.
Or both.
Both, yeah. Yeah,
both.
in Infinity War and Endgame.
In Infinity, yeah. But it was like almost the exact same animation in '93. It's fantastic. So anyway, that was jumping ahead, but...
We've jumped ahead a little bit anyway, having her, like, with the meteorite.
Well, it's about, no, because that's running in tandem with President Koopa ordering his pizza, never getting it, and catching up to the Mario Bros in the middle of, like, the square, essentially, and he's having that fight on that cool Easter eggy, like, thing, like, for, like, Bowser's, like, mobile, essentially.
Yeah, a little flying machine thing.
Yeah, because then at that very moment they're fighting each other. He throws the ball bomb. I mean, well, Mario lets the ball bomb go.
Yep.
And they essentially get teleported away into our dimension
for a hot minute.
Yeah, and then Scapelli gets his because there will not be one thread left dangling in this movie.
You know, there's the one annoying writer of the movie. What about Scapelli, though? Because we didn't finish Scapelli's thing.
He needs his comeuppance. He was really mean.
He needs his comeuppance.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, we'll turn him into a monkey.
So
a chimpanzee.
Yeah, he's a great ape. So yeah, and then they come back.
Yep.
And continue the city center fight.
Yep, and then but by that point, Daisy has managed to be able to leave with Luigi all the way down to the chamber where the asteroid is, and then she grabs a shard and connects it appropriately. But during that time that they just blast fucking President Koopa with his devolver machines,
Yeah.
right? Like they don't put him back in the machine. Like they just
Yeah, he
they
just
keep
turns into goo.
they keep sapping him until he becomes goo,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Yep.
So that's the end of that.
Wait. Let me get this straight in my head because I'm forgetting now.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
So, like, Koopa's, like, lady friend or whatever puts the shard in
Mhm.
for, like, a minute, and she gets, like, blasted back.
Yeah.
And isn't it at that point that Luigi and Daisy use, like, his tools to get the shard out
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
meteorite?
Yeah.
And then it doesn't get put back in after that, does it?
No, she
Oh,
uses
you're
like
right.
the blue laser
Yeah,
science
get
to
them back to
open
the
the
portal. Yeah.
portal back up.
Right, because Mario and President Koopa are the ones in our dimension, and then Luigi and Daisy were left in the asteroid antechamber,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Working with the tools in order to
Mhm.
be able to pull it back out, to yank them back
Mm-hmm.
and endgame them back this way.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
A little back and forth there.
Mhm.
Yep,
Yeah.
and that's when
They
that's
got
like
Infinity
when-
Ward, and then they got endgamed right back. Oh.
We see you, Marvel,
Yeah.
you fucking
The MCU. All right?
plagiarist bastards.
I can't believe you took all of these ideas from an hour and 45-minute movie.
Genius, really.
No, seriously.
So then Mario and Luigi go back through the portal to
Yep.
continue their lives, and Daisy stays behind.
Mm-hmm. But now they're the Super Mario
The
Bros.
Super Mario.
Because
Bros.
apparently, and I find this is very fucking cool, the world actually bothers to acknowledge what they did for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How does the world even know?
Well, they have that clip where they came in and made the guy into a chimp.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
was
but
Scarelli,
on
isn't that
cameras.
all they know?
Huh?
Isn't that all they know?
I mean, how much more do you need to know in 1993?
Why ask too many questions here? We're tying it up
Will
with
there
a
be
bow.
naysayers? There will always be naysayers, but we know the truth.
We're coming for you.
What I like the most, not the most, but like one thing I thought was interesting is when at the end Luigi was trying to get Daisy to stay, like to go back to his dimension with him, at being like, but I want to be with you, you know. And she's like, oh, but my dad's here. Like, I've been an orphan my entire life and been drawn towards these dinosaur bones, and I've found my true purpose. And he's like, but girl, I want to be with you.
But
You
babe,
know, that was my favorite, is when she was trying to stay behind, and he just went, you know how I feel about you, right? Like, that should be the clincher.
Like, come on.
I want to be with you.
Oh,
Or-
no, I didn't.
36
Wonderful,
hours.
thanks, let's go.
36
All right,
hours.
let's go.
You're fat. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh, like he's thinking she's staying behind because she doesn't know that he likes her.
Yeah. Like you realize I've been shadowing you the whole time because I like you, right?
I just want to make sure that's
Just want to make sure that's clear. Yeah. Still cool if you stay, but just wanted to, you know.
I want to make sure you know that I wouldn't have done
Yeah.
anything today.
I wouldn't have come through another dimensional slip for another type of girl. I would have stayed home.
Wait, did they bring all the Brooklyn girls home?
Oh yeah, they all got brought home.
That's what the news thing said, that
That's
like
right.
Mario,
Mhm.
Luigi, and a bunch of girls from Brooklyn.
Which is another means
They
by
probably got
which
the
they
story
managed to be able to maintain credibility, you know, because they have, you know, all of those Brooklyn girls and that Brooklyn girl with a
The
cigarette, all there as testimonies. And I'm sure those girls are loud. They're telling the whole neighborhood about the Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, I mean, the Super Mario Brothers just need to be famous within their own neighborhood, right? I mean, they don't really need the accolades of the entire world. And it's the local news that they're watching.
So now that you completely understand the plot.
I mean, 90%.
But wait, that's not the end of it, though. Remember,
Not quite.
as they're watching the accolades, that's when Princess Daisy busts through because again, the dystopic ruling of her father has once again brought a coup to the doorstep.
Yeah, she's now realized that her dad is actually the tyrant, and she's on the
Yeah.
guerrilla war force
Yeah.
to try to retake Mushroom Kingdom from this
Mhm.
monster.
Yeah.
You can't say that like it's canon.
It is. I'm writing it in Wikipedia as we speak.
It's a bullet bill of a cannon, is what I'm saying.
So yeah, they return, and that's supposed to be our sequel yet to come.
Oh yeah, 100%. 1995. Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Super Mario Bros.
Wait
2.
for
Wait for it.
Hold your breath. everybody.
Dreamland or something.
Shit, is Bob Costa still alive? I'm gonna look it up.
Can we still have this?
Like, it's 2021. It's the time for shitty remakes of old classic
It'd be
movies.
perfect because he
true.
could play like a cranky Kong Super Mario, like Mario. You know what I mean? Like there's a young Mario, and he's like a master Mario. You know, because Luigi was an apprentice in this movie. He wasn't a full-on plumber. He didn't have his license.
Wait, am I saying this guy's name wrong? I think I've been saying this actor's name wrong. I don't think it's.
So what do you think, Hannah? Act of love or just corporate cash grab?
For which?
Well, for the movie.
For making the movie?
Yeah.
Bob Hoskins. That's his
Do
name.
we think that's why? I think it probably started with a corporate, like it was pitched as a corporate cash grab, and it clearly turned into an act of love.
Bob Costas is dead, so
Oof.
we'll never see another Super Mario Brothers movie.
No.
No.
When did he die?
2014.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But what if John Leguizamo plays Mario this time? Right.
Oh.
And he gets a younger Luigi or whatever.
Oh, sure, but his name is Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they call him Mr. Mario the whole time. You know? I mean, his last name is Mario, right? And then the other guy's first name would just be Luigi the whole time. They're just like Mr. Mario and Luigi.
And at one point, he like hands down his old green jumpers.
Oh, fuck yeah, it's happening right in front of our eyes. Oh my god. Then he pulls out of a closet the exact plumber belt that they used for this movie.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my goodness. Take
Through
note.
teary eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marvel execs.
Marvel.
We know you're here listening.
We got a job for you.
I mean, it's only a matter of time before Disney also buys the rights to this movie, just in the off chance.
Oh man,
It's there. John Leguizamo is just the right age, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's spry enough, but within his age, that
How
he
old
can
is
have
he
a good
now?
sidekick. Gotta be like 52.
He's like perpetually 35 though. So
I mean, he looked like he was about 26 in this picture, right? You sprinkle another 30 years on him.
You sprinkle another 30 years on him.
holy shit, he's almost 60.
How old is he?
56.
How does it look?
I called it! Oh my god, I called it exactly!
God.
Good job.
Sprinkle a couple, just sprinkle 30
Sprinkle 30
Yeah.
years.
Well, I don't think we can top that.
Well, I mean, we went through the whole plot of the movie.
Yeah,
And we're just shy 10 minutes of the entire runtime of the movie having spoken about it.
That's how long it takes to explain the entire thing.
it takes the whole movie to explain the
The whole
entire movie.
I'll come up to the 3 out of 5 stars.
3 out of 5?
I
All
think-
right.
Oh, solid. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it did feel like at some point or another they just started laughing at themselves and being like, all right, let's just have fun with this fucking movie. I mean,
Yeah.
like, according to Wikipedia, Nintendo did not do any oversighting in terms of like the creative fucking avenues that they took. And,
Yeah.
so
And we didn't even need Wikipedia to tell us that.
yeah, but we
It
got.
wears it on its sleeve.
Oh man. Well, anybody else have any lingering thoughts? Any last
Final words?
final words for the Super Mario Brothers movie?
I think I've exhausted it.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I give it 2 pipes up.
I give it 3 warp whistles. Right,
Oh, shit.
right to the boss level.
Beautiful.
Yep. And with that, we have a good day and a good night.
Good night.
Oh my